From the hit series Life in the Amazon comes an all-new spin-off focused on animal life centering on the African rivers. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Life in Africa. From the intimidating Nile crocodile with its razor-sharp teeth and its predatory instincts to the gorgeous African cichlids and tropical fish. To the hungry hippos, the mighty lions, friendly zebras, and the tall reticulated giraffes, every animal from Africa will be discussed. Life in Africa goes live right now. Please press start.
Hello, everyone. I'm Aqua Alex Cardinelli. From the hit series Life in the Amazon, I am proud to present a new spin-off. Welcome to Life in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, right here on Life in Africa, we are going to talk about the aquatic animals and the rainforest land animals that live in Africa. This is going to be a rather fun show. It's going to be just like our Life in the Amazon series, but instead of talking about South American animals, we're going to be talking about animals from Africa. Now, tonight we're going to debut with African catfish. We're going to talk about 10 unique species of catfish from Africa. And most of the catfish species that I'm going to talk about tonight are quite new to me. I have never kept or heard of many of these catfish that we're going to talk about tonight. Now, in the comments, feel free to let me know what your favorite African catfish are in the comments or in the chat below. Now, in the aquarium hobby, there are a couple of catfish that are available from Africa, but a majority of catfish that are available from Africa belong to a couple of geniuses. You've got your synodontis catfish, you got your electric catfish, and your giraffe cats. Those are the three popular catfish species from Africa that are very popular in the aquarium hobby. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get this episode started. We have 10 species of catfish to discuss. The first species of catfish that I'm going to talk about is known as the African sharp-toothed catfish. And this is related to the walking catfish from Asia. It's a very cool, unique catfish that I never knew about until I started doing research for today's episode. So here is an image of what an African sharp-toothed catfish looks like. This is a Claris species related to the walking catfish. They are omnivorous feeders. They have high phenicity, which means they can produce many offspring, and they survive in a wide range of water quality conditions. In addition, just like the walking catfish, they possess a primitive accessory air-breathing organ, which enables them to survive out of water for hours or even days, provided their skins and gills stay moist. The downside to that is that these characteristics enable sharp-toothed catfish to be very successful invaders, and they cause severe ecological impacts in areas where they are introduced and they are not native from. But they are found and are native throughout Africa. They live in freshwater lakes, rivers, and swamps, as well as human-made habitats such as oxidation ponds or even urban sewage systems. The African sharp-toothed catfish is a large eel-like catfish, usually of dark gray or black coloration on the back, fading to a white belly. In Africa, this catfish has been reported as being second in size only to the voodoo of the Zambian waters. Now, the African sharp-toothed catfish can reach upwards of 4.5 feet to 5 feet in length. It is a really large catfish. It is a nocturnal fish, like many catfish. It feeds on living as well as dead animal matter, such as insects, plankton, snails, crabs, shrimp, other inverts, birds, reptiles, amphibians, small mammals, other fish, and eggs. And the African sharp-toothed catfish can also take plant matter, such as fruit and seeds. Because of its wide mouth, it is able to swallow relatively large prey whole. It has been known to take large water birds, such as the common moorhen. It is also able to crawl on dry ground to escape drying pools. Furthermore, it is able to survive in shallow mud for long periods of time between rainy seasons. African catfish or sharp-nosed or sharp-toothed catfish sometimes produce loud croaking sounds, not unlike the voice of the crow. And that is the African sharp-toothed catfish, our first of 10 catfish species that we are going to talk about tonight here on the debut of Life in Africa. All right, so let's get to our second catfish species. This is a catfish species that I know of that is available in the aquarium hobby, but it is quite rare in the aquarium hobby. And it also is a large growing catfish from Africa. Let's talk about the aluminum catfish, aka the African big-eyed catfish. So here is the aluminum catfish, aka the African big-eyed catfish. Here's a little bit of information that I found on these cool catfish. Now, these catfish kind of look like channel cats. They look like a mixture of a channel catfish from America and a Hacer Oasis from South America. Very cool catfish. Now, the aluminum catfish or the African big-eyed catfish is found in Africa. You'll find them in the Congo through the Lualaba River system. They grow up to 28 inches in length. So the aluminum catfish can grow nearly 3 feet in length. And they eat worms in nature. So they eat earthworms, other types of worms, and I'm pretty sure they'll eat inverts as well. And like I said, they are readily available sometimes in the aquarium hobby. That's all the information I could find on the aluminum catfish. So let's move on to our next catfish species, shall we? Our next catfish species is the king of African catfish. It is the largest growing African catfish in the Zambezi and also all of Africa. The next catfish we're going to talk about is known as the voodoo catfish. The voodoo catfish is pretty cool looking, if you ask me. And it's a catfish that Jeremy Wade once caught on an episode of River Monsters. There is an image to prove that. That is what the Voodoo catfish looks like. Now, the Voodoo catfish is a species of large air-breathing catfish found widely in rivers and other freshwater habitats of sub-Saharan Africa, as well as the Nile. The Voodoo is the largest true freshwater fish in southern Africa, reaching up to 5 feet in length and weighing 121 pounds. Few other catfish have such large second dorsal fins, adipose fins, or such long barbels as do the Voodoo. Its barbels nearly reach to the origin of the pelvic fin. The Voodoo is found widely in rivers and other freshwater habitats of sub-Saharan Africa, only extending beyond this region in the Nile, although it is rare in the lower sections of the Nile River. Among others, Voodoo catfish is found in the Benue River, Volta River, Niger River, Gambia River, Senegal River, Lake Chad, Omo River, Congo River Basin, Lake Rokwa, Lake Kariba, Zambezi River, Lake Tanganyika, and Lake Edward. Most active at night, it feeds on any available food, including inverts and insects when small, then fish and other small vertebrates when large. It scavenges off large carcasses and offal from riverside villages. It can live for 12 or more years. The Voodoo catfish can survive out of water for extensive periods of time. Due to its impaired vision, they rely on vibrations and smells in search of food. They love to remain in deep water for eating any available food they need. The Voodoo eating habit affects many aspects of their lives: their growth, feeding efficiency, and body mineral consumption. If they are raised in captivity and fed a soy-based or cotton-based meal, their growth will reduce significantly. Changing the Voodoo catfish's diet practically is okay, but changing them completely is detrimental to an extent because the lack of protein they receive in a given meal. And that is information on the Voodoo catfish. You know, that would be a monster catfish that I could consider keeping from Africa in the very near future if they're ever allowed to be kept in the aquarium hobby. I'm sure they are. I just never personally have seen a Voodoo catfish for sale before. All right. So the next catfish we're going to talk about is another interesting catfish from Africa that is kind of new to me. And it is known as the African butter catfish. Let's learn about the African butter catfish, shall we? Here is the African butter catfish. Let's see if I can get my image up there. There we go. It should be coming up now. There it is. There is the African butter catfish. This is a widespread species of African catfish. They are widespread in sub-Saharan Africa, from the Senegal River across to Somalia and south as far as the Ponagala River in South Africa. Other common names for this catfish include butterfish, butter barbel, African glass catfish, yes, you heard that right, African glass catfish, lubungu, mistus catfish, silver barbel, and silver catfish. The African butter catfish can grow up to 16 inches in length. It has a brownish color on the head and the dorsal surface of the fish, and silvery white on the underside of the fish. The fins are usually colorless. The lifespan of the fish is estimated to be 6 to 7 years, and that is the African butter catfish. Pretty cool looking catfish. And that is another catfish from Africa that I could consider keeping in my aquarium. All right. Now let's learn about another unique catfish that comes from Africa. Now, people are going to think, because of the name, that we're talking about a species of fish from Asia. We are not. This is a species of catfish from Africa that just so happens to have another species of fish in its name. So we're talking about the African loach catfish. These are unique catfish to Africa. They're kind of like Africa's version of a plecostomus. I think these are Africa's version of a pleco. Very, very, very cool. So let's learn about the loach catfish, shall we? Here we go. This is what the loach catfish looks like. It looks very cool, if you ask me. So here is the loach catfish. They are widespread in tropical Africa, but are most common in streams at high elevations. Most species are able to cling to rocks in fast-flowing streams. There are 13 genera of loach catfishes, and they contain 58 species. These catfish have 3 pairs of barbels. Their nasal barbels are absent. The dorsal and pectoral spines are absent or weakly developed. Now, most African loach catfish can grow to 7.5 inches at most, but 4 inches is the most commonly sized. So, unlike plecos from South America, the loach catfish stay small. The loach catfish, the biggest they'll get is 7.5 inches. The smallest they'll grow is 4 inches, which is pretty cool. Now, the small mouth is located on the underside of the head, and they have thick lips bearing several soft lumps. The lips, together with the tentacles and with minute spines on the fin rays, enable the fish to grip solid surfaces so they can hold on in fast-moving streams. Very, 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 very cool catfish. Let's see here. I got a text. Let's see what's text message I'm getting. Because sometimes I do get important text during shows. So let me just check really quick. Let's see here. All right, I'll check that later. All right, so that is the loach catfish. Very, very cool catfish from Africa. All right, now let's move on to our next African catfish. And this is an African catfish that I love. It is one of my favorite catfish. I enjoy the African catfish so much. This is one of my favorite African cats. And this catfish is known as the giraffe catfish. It's named after one of my favorite animals from Africa, which we're going to talk about here in the future on Life in the Africa. It's named after the beloved giraffe. And here is a picture of a giraffe cat. Beautiful. I have owned a couple of giraffe cats. They're very cool, but they do get very large. So keep that in consideration if you'd like to keep them. But yes, there are large growing giraffe cats, and then there are also dwarf giraffe cats. Now, the giraffe catfish is found throughout Africa in lakes and rivers. It is found in many important lakes and rivers, such as the Nile and Lake Chad. Its distribution includes bodies of water from East Africa to West Africa. It generally lives in shallow waters with muddy bottoms. It is a gentle giant found throughout much of West and Central Africa. The giraffe catfish is a hardy and adaptable species with a distinct spotted pattern. In the wild, it inhabits shallow, slow-moving areas of rivers and lakes where they use their large barbels to sift for food in the sand and mud. Now, in the aquarium, they are undemanding and make excellent tank mates for similarly peaceful large fish. Now, the giraffe cat eats insects and crustaceans. The larger giraffe cats can grow up to 3 feet in length. The giraffe cat's a big catfish family with more than one species. There are dwarf giraffe cats ranging in size from 5 to 8 inches to the monster giraffe cats from 24 to 36 inches. It's been a while since I raised a giraffe cat, but I think I want to get a dwarf giraffe cat this time, considering the only giraffe cats that I've kept before have been the monstrous monsters. But I definitely want a chance to raise a dwarf giraffe cat. Now, the person that inspired this series, Life in Africa, Jeremy Stellhorn, my friend, he has some dwarf giraffe cats, and I definitely need to get some. Now, the dwarf giraffe cats, they can still get pretty big, up to 8 inches, but that's great for a 75-gallon and a 125-gallon aquarium. All right. Before we talk about our next catfish species, I think it's very important to announce that Life in Africa is brought to
Welcome
you
to
by
Oasis Aquatics, where you can explore the captivating world of exotic freshwater fish. Immerse yourself in the beauty and uniqueness of these rare aquatic creatures, from cichlids to catfish oddballs and more. Visit www.oasisaquaticsnewjersey.com to find your perfect fish and bring the wonders of the aquatic world into your home. At Oasis Aquatics, we are a New Jersey-based importer, breeder, and distributor of the world's finest tropical fish. With over 20 years of fish keeping and breeding experience, we strive to share our passion with the community. Through our extensive network of contacts worldwide, we bring you the most rare, unique, and high-quality fish available. Find your oasis at Oasis Aquatics. Explore our wide selection of tropical freshwater fish, saltwater fish, invertebrates, coral, and oddballs. Visit www.oasisaquaticsnewjersey.com today.
And who knows, maybe Oasis, and who knows, maybe OasisAquaticsNJ.com might have some catfish that we're talking about in stock right now on their stock list. So just go to OasisAquaticsNJ.com to find out. And I do apologize for any tech issues tonight. I am broadcasting live during a storm, and we all know how Xfinity can be during storms. All right. So let's talk about our next species of African catfish. Another favorite catfish of mine from Africa. It is an electric catfish. Watch out, eels. You're not the only fish that can produce electricity. Catfish can too. And it's the African electric catfish that are the only catfish capable of producing electricity. That's right. African catfish have the ability to produce electricity, and that's the electric catfish. All right, so let's learn about the electric catfish, shall we? Look how beautiful and cute the electric catfish is. A face only a mother could love. All right, so this family includes two genres. So there's two different types of electric catfish, and there are 21 species of electric catfish. Several species of this family have the ability to generate electricity, delivering a shock of up to 350 volts from its electric organ. Electric catfish are found in tropical Africa and the Nile River. Electric catfish are usually nocturnal and carnivorous. Some species feed primarily on other fish, incapacitating their prey with electric discharges, but others are generalist bottom foragers, feeding on things like inverts, fish eggs, and detritus. The largest electric catfish can grow to be about 1.2 meters, which is 3 feet in length, but many of the electric catfish species are far smaller. And we're definitely going to do an entire show here on Life in Africa dedicated to the electric catfish because I love, love, love electric catfish. Very cool catfish. Well, we've got 3 catfish left to talk about. We're going to talk about Synodontis catfish, and then we're going to talk about 2 of the Synodontis species that I am currently keeping. That is coming up next here on Life in Africa. Let's go ahead and take a quick intermission, which is being brought to us by Oasis Aquatics, our supporter, and Little Egypt Aquarium Club, our other supporter as well. Life in Africa continues right after this. And when I come back, we're going to talk about Synodontis catfish. So for now, here is a word from our supporters. Hey everyone, Aqua Alex Cardinelli here. I'm very honored and happy to tell you the news that I have a new sponsor and supporter. Oasis Aquatics is being very gracious enough to sponsor Aqua Alex and Aquatic Wetline. Here to tell you more about Oasis Aquatics are the owners themselves. Here is the Oasis Aquatics official commercial.
So my name is Tom. I started fish keeping when my grandfather dug a fish tank out of the attic when I was about 5 years old.
So my name's Matt. I'm part of Oasis Aquatics. Been doing this for a long time. Started when I was about 7 years old. 22 years of doing this business.
I'm 29 years old now. I never stopped. There wasn't a day in between where I did not think about fish keeping.
I was doing a vet tech job for many years. Eventually I stopped that because this is my passion in my life.
Matt and I have known each other far too long, as many friendships should be.
And you're like, you know what? We need a fish store. There's no fish stores around here. So we had to make it easy access for everyone, to have many varieties from the little small stuff for everyone to the monster fish keeper people.
No matter what it is that you're looking to do, we can provide it for you.
I, Aqua Alex, am proud to announce that I'm teaming with Little Egypt Aquarium Club to offer aquarium hobbyists excellent aquarium supplies and fish food. Little Egypt Aquarium Club is owned and operated and founded by Jeremy Stellhorn, a tropical fish keeper who met me almost 10 years ago because of my show, Aquatic Wetline, and he got serious interest in the aquarium hobby, and he created Little Egypt Aquarium Club. Little Egypt Aquarium Club's goal is to support the aquarium hobby and promote the aquarium hobby by selling quality aquarium supplies and fish food. Little Egypt Aquarium Club has partnered with Everything Aquatic, and you'll find products from Everything Aquatic on the website. Products on the website include breeding supplies, freeze-dried foods, pellets, wafers, sticks and granules, Rapashi aquatic foods, fish medications, driftwood, sponge filters, and more. Oh, did I mention you can purchase live freshwater angelfish from Everything Aquatic on Little Egypt Aquarium Club. That's right, you can get live freshwater angelfish. Free shipping for orders over $200 anywhere in the United States of America. Just for watching this fish keeping video here on the American Alex Cardinelli YouTube channel, Aqua Alex and Jeremy Stellhorn would like to offer a special discount for you to use during your purchase. At checkout, use coupon code ALEX to save 10% on your order. Remember, at checkout, use coupon code ALEX to save 10%. Every little bit off helps, and trust me, I love saving money. So why not go check out Little Egypt Aquarium Club with great quality products like Rapashi and Everything Aquatics and even live angelfish. What can go wrong? www.littleegyptaquariumclub.myshopify.com. The link is in the description of today's video. Remember, discount code ALEX to save 10%. littleegyptaquariumclub.myshopify.com. Link in description of today's video. Do you have a young child that wants to enter the aquarium hobby? Great. Then I've got the perfect book for you. It was written by 14-year-old tropical fish keeper Brian Conway. The name of the book, Fish Keeping for Kids. This is a great book for young children and really people of all ages. I wish I had this book when I was younger. Do you have children that want to enter the aquarium hobby? I think they would benefit from reading this book. There are sections in the book for various topics that are very beneficial. There's a section for setting up and cycling an aquarium. There's a section on different types of fish food, and even a section on different fish species. This book is very beneficial for kids entering the aquarium hobby. For more information, just go to fishkeepingforkids.com. Also, to purchase a copy of this book, just go to fishkeepingforkids.com. Look at the amazing stuff this book has. It's a very, very good read. You can't go wrong with this amazing book. A lot of great information in here. I think you're going to enjoy this book. Fishkeepingforkids.com. Aqua Alex and Aquatic Wetline proud to support this here on our fish keeping show. What's up, everyone? Alex Cardinelli here. You may know me as American Alex Cardinelli. You may know me as Aqua Alex Cardinelli, among other names. I got one question for you. Do you like this hat? Do you like this aquatic wetline hat? I am the host of Aquatic Wetline, but I am now also a merchandise seller. Are you a avid fan of American Alex Cardinelli and Aqua Alex? Do you want to sport some cool merchandise? Well, now you can, because now you can check out the official Alex Cardinelli store offering aquatic wetline merchandise, Saturday Live with Alex Cardinelli merchandise, and more. I am now selling t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, stickers, decals, and more, all at affordable prices. Just go to www.redbubble.com/people/legend Alex C/shop. And you'll be able to buy this incredible hat, t-shirts, and more. It's all at great prices, and it all benefits me. Every sale goes towards me. I greatly appreciate anyone that purchases any of my great merchandise. Link in description of today's video. redbubble.com/people/legend Alex C/shop if you want to buy the aquatic wetline hat or any of the merchandise that I have. It changes every few months, so be ready for some new merchandise every now and then. Let's see here. All right, welcome back to Life in Africa. It seems we're having some technical issues, so let's try to finish our episode right now. We have one final catfish species to talk about, and then we're going to talk about the two of that catfish species that I am keeping in my home aquarium. All right. So, with that being said, sorry about the tech issues tonight. I don't know why it's doing that. But let's go ahead and talk about the Synodontis cat, one of my favorite catfish species from Africa. So let's learn a little bit about the Synodontis catfish, shall we? Let me get the image up there on the screen for you. Screen, I believe, is a, once it shows up there, and the picture on the screen, I believe, is a Synodontis petricola, a very cool Synodontis catfish that comes from Africa. Well, all Synodontis cats come from Africa, but the Synodontis petricola is one of those cuckoo squeakers that is pretty cool. Now, Synodontis catfish has over 131 different species within the genus. Synodontis are also known as squeakers due to their ability to make sounds through their pectoral fin spines when handled or disturbed. Synodontids make a sound that sounds like squeaking by rubbing their spines together. They do this when they have been frightened or when they become angry. Synodontists may also squeak when they are taken out of the water. These catfish are small to medium-sized fish, but they're coupled like my favorite synodontist, the clown synodontist, Synodontis decoris. Many species exhibit predator spotted markings. Some synodontists are also known for naturally swimming belly up, earning the name catfish. Synodontis is a freshwater catfish family that is most commonly found throughout Africa, occurring mostly in Central and West Africa. Synodontis is the most widely distributed Mokaigi genus, occurring throughout most of the freshwaters of sub-Saharan Africa and the Nile River system. They can live in fresh waters, which can be creeks, ponds, streams, lakes, and rivers. Their distribution is similar to that of cichlid fish. However, unlike cichlids, the majority of their diversity occurs in rivers, not lakes. Synodontis species are omnivorous generalists, feeding on a wide spectrum of different foods and are largely unspecialized. Insects, crustaceans, mollusks, annelids, seeds, and algae have been found in the stomachs of different species of Synodontis. They are bottom feeders and may be detrivores. Some species may also be able to adapt to filter feeding. Many Synodontis species are prized ornamental fish in the fish-keeping hobby. While some of these Synodontis species are prized because of their color or behavior, other species are wanted for food. Some of the bigger species in the genus are important food sources for the people in Africa. There are 131 Synodontis species. Yes, that's right, folks. 131 Synodontis catfish species. But tonight, I'll be talking about the 2 Synodontis catfish that I have in my 125-gallon aquarium right now. So let me go ahead and start talking about those 2 Synodontis catfish. Up first, we have the Synodontis decoris catfish, also known as the Synodontis decoris or the clown squeaker. That's right, we're talking about the clown Synodontis or Synodontis decoris right now. So let me get a picture up there for you, and we can talk about the Synodontis decoris. Oh, this tech issues is driving me insane here. Isn't that a gorgeous Synodontis cat? Very, very beautiful. So let's learn a little bit about the Synodontis decoris. The Synodontis decoris is native to Cameroon, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and the Republic of the Congo. And the decoris catfish can be found anywhere in the Congo Basin except the La Pula River system. This is one of the many interesting Synodontis species found in Malibu Pool. They can reach 13 inches in length. The unusual trait of this Synodontis is the long extension of the dorsal fin, which can reach as far back as his cannibal fin, and along with its attractive body coloration, makes it one of the most popular catfish of the genus Synodontis. The head and body are compressed. It has 3 pairs of barbels, maxillary barbels with a small membrane at the base and small, slender ramifications larger than on maxillary barbels. It is mostly white with black spots. The dorsal, caudal, anal, and ventral fins are white with black transverse bands. And that is some information on the Synodontis decoris. Now we're going to learn about the other Synodontis that I have in my 125. That is the most common Synodontis available in the aquarium hobby, and that is the featherfin Synodontis, aka Synodontis Opteris. So let's learn about Synodontis Opteris right now. In my opinion, it is one of the more beautiful Synodontis. I really like the Synodontis Opteris. So the featherfin squeaker or featherfin Synodontis is a species of Synodontis catfish. This species is found in the basins of the White Nile, the Volta, and the Niger rivers, and the Chad Basin. Featherfin squeakers are called such due to their ability to make noises to communicate with one another, and also for their high feather-like fin, which is valued by many hobbyists. Wild specimens can grow to up to a foot in length. But in an aquarium hobby, you can expect a featherfin Synodontis to grow to about maybe 10 inches at most. And that is a beautiful Synodontis catfish. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the debut episode of Life in Africa. I hope you enjoyed learning about all the different African catfish species. I had a blast educating you about the African catfish species. Once again, I do apologize for the tech issues. They're out of my control. But this was a fun episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy this episode, give me a thumbs up and hit that like button and share this video with your friends. On the second episode of Life in Africa, we are going to talk about African monster fish. So learn about fish such as the Goliath tigerfish, the bear Africa like lungfish. So get ready to learn about tigerfish, Bermundi, Nile perch, and lungfish. It's African monster fish, episode 2, Life in Africa, on the next episode of Life in Africa. Thank you all for watching Life in Africa debut. Have a great rest of your day or night or whenever it is you watch this video. I appreciate your view. Thank you, Jeremy Stellhorn, for the idea, and have a great night, everybody.
On the next episode of Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale, spooky season begins. Halloween-themed Saturday Lives with Alex Cardinale begin. Live Saturday, September 30th, 2023 at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. It's the first Halloween-themed Saturday Live of 2023. Aqua Alex will have a monster fish of the week each Saturday in October. This episode's monster fish will be the African lungfish. Oasis Aquatics featured fish is the black diamond stingray. There will be a special guest. Our special guest is a terrible human who was caught 4 times trying to have sex with a child. He is named Jason the Teletubby Predator. Chef Alex will discuss fall foods. Bingo debuts on Saturday Live. Come play fall bingo on the next episode. Sergeant Slaughter makes a triple appearance to give facts on September, Halloween, and Target. Plus, American Alex recaps September and ranks every Child's Play, Chucky, movie from worst to best and everything else you love. Live this Saturday, September 30th, 2023 at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on YouTube channel American Alex Cardinale.
Over the bat, that's all, folks.